Okay, so today I've got some new discoveries and some great finds as well, I suppose you would call them. First up, if you've been following my YouTube and blog, then you'll know that my nails have been in a dire state and I've literally had to stop wearing nail polish altogether. It's totally my own fault. I haven't looked after them, and therefore due to over polishing, I suppose, they've just got completely dried out and awful and break and split at the slightest opportunity. So I've gone cold turkey with nail polish, which I don't like. I feel kind of underdressed without it, but anyway, they're sort of starting to get back into a little bit of shape. And the two things that I've been relying on are the C&D solar oil, which is just a blend of very sort of nicely nail compatible oils such as jojoba and rice bran and vitamin E, and I've been putting that on daily. But the one that I've found is the Mavala Nail Actan, and it's like a 6-week course for nails that are knackered basically, and that would very adequately describe my nails right now, and it is amazing. I've been using it probably about 10 days now, and all the flexibility is coming back into my nails. They're not breaking quite so much, although they are still a little bit breaky, but so that's it, the Nail Actan. So they feel much smoother, they feel more flexible, stronger, just great. Absolutely love this and would highly recommend it. Solar oil, I'm going to start using this sort of for good afterwards, because if I abuse my nails again like I did before and just didn't look after them, then the same thing will happen all over again, and I don't want that to happen. I love wearing nail varnish and I'm really missing not wearing it, but I'm nearly ready to come back. So these two little items have really been key in my nail rehab, I have to say. I'll put links at the bottom with prices as per usual. Now, I've fallen back in love with my Bobby Gloss. I don't know if I've mentioned this before actually, because I like it so much. I keep thinking, I must mention that. So I might have done it before, and if I have, I'm really sorry. Fast forward. But this is bright pink, and it's actually, on me, it's more of a sort of a peachy pink, but it's one of those shades that I think just brightens the whole face. It's not an obtrusive colour by any means, but it just lifts everything. It's just one of those milky, it's actually, I think it's peachy pink, but they call it bright pink, I'm not going to argue. But to me, there's an element of peach in this, like a milky peachy pink. And if you're someone like me with super crinkly lips, that it's not due to age, I've just always had very crinkly lips, as you'll see in a minute, because I'm going to show you something. But it does kind of, I think, it gets rid of the creases, it glosses over them and makes them look sort of nice and plumper. And actually my lips are very uneven. We shall also see in a minute, but this bit is much smaller than on this side. And it's something that's very obvious with very bright lipsticks, but not so much with gloss. It's just, I'm such a gloss fan. So I had a look on John Lewis, there's only 3 of this colour left, so it's obviously really is a popular colour, but I'll pop a link, not to John Lewis, somewhere who's got a bit more, I think. Now, oh yes, okay, so next up is the MAC Rihanna Viva Glam. Now this is such a Marmite colour. It's a sort of silvery, mauvey, browny thing, and when I put it on, I'm afraid, I'm going to show you that it literally made me look like someone had drained the blood out of my entire body. So I'm not sure how popular this is going to be, because I think it's a very acquired colour. And look at my crinkles. Look at that. Just every single crease on my lip shows up. The gloss, the accompanying gloss, is also got this sort of dirty grey to it and some iridescent sparkles that look mainly sort of pink and silver. And if I put that over the top, it's a bit better, but I don't know. I think it's going to be the Marmite Viva Glam. I don't think it's for, I really, really don't think it's for everyone, even though, you know, the Viva Glam cause, which is for AIDS charities, is absolutely amazing, and I would support it 100%. Don't know. I don't know how well they're going to do with this. So I'm just going to put my bobby back on, and there you see, instant colour back to the face. But I just thought you would like to see that colour on a normal person and not Rihanna, because Rihanna looks flipping amazing in everything, and there are a lot of promo pics of Rihanna around at the moment. Okay, so the next thing is the Benefit Majorette blush. Now this comes out in, I think it's September actually, but it's this lovely big fat piece of look at my Nike box, which is what I've got my video on. It's all glamour here, let me tell you. So yeah, so it's this lovely sort of peachy colour, creamy, and when I swatch it, you can see it's very smooth, very blendable. It doesn't really go cream to powder as such. It stays creamy, but it's not like a gloss creme, I suppose, for your cheeks. It's what I'm wearing at the moment, and I think it's really nice for my colouring anyway. However, packaging is pretty chunky. It's not something you can just chuck in your bag and go. And I think it's meant to be a majorette drum, because we all want to be majorettes, right? No, not me. But anyway, it's just a fat thing, and I think it's great product over packaged. But anyway, there you go. That's coming up in September, and it is a nice buy if you like that sort of peachy, warm, very blendable colour. Now the next thing up is the YSL Fusion Foundation. It's honestly the best foundation I've ever used, I think, and I don't really say that lightly. There's been an awful lot of nonsense going on around the launch of this, with this silly waiting list that they had so many people for, and then it just turned out that they were offering free samples, and I believe, and I don't think that's the same as having a waiting list, but anyway, and then this link to space science. Well, there is a very tenuous link to space science. I was on Radio 4 talking about this, and they actually got a space scientist to have a word and to say whether it really does. And the space science compound that they are likening this to is something called aerogel that captures space dust for space scientists to analyse. And I suppose you could say there's a very, very fine thread linking the technology in the way that this kind of grabs moisture, but it's very tenuous. Anyway, this is my press box, which actually shows all the colours except the one I've lost, which is rubbish of me, I know. But look, they're going quite dark, which it's never dark enough, obviously, but you know, that's quite a positive thing, that there is a darker shade in there, and very, very light as well. 16 colours, I think, in all, but it's an amazing foundation. It feels demi-matte on the skin, but it doesn't do that deadening thing that matte foundations can do. I can't wear matte foundations. I just look awful because there's so much powder in them, and powder is not my friend at all. But this is a much nicer consistency. It's light. It feels almost as though it has some kind of oil or silicone in it, so it goes very smoothly onto the skin, but the coverage is wonderful. I'm wearing it now, and it really is a super foundation, so I can't recommend it highly enough. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, okay, the beautyplus.com, which is my other site, and it's for older women, and it's really been very interesting, I have to say. Just seeing what other people in the beauty industry think that older women want to read about, and I was quite amused about with a press release that was talking about a hair curler that was especially easy to use, because Obviously, once you get to beauty plus age, you lose all your brain cells and all the ability to use a hair tool, so you need a spectacularly easy one. But the first couple of press releases that I got sent for that one was for plus size jeans, and the other was for menopause cream. And you know, older women, well, beauty plus age, which I in my head is sort of 45 plus, you know, we're not really about that at all. We just sort of love our age and don't really feel disadvantaged by being older. So it's a really, really interesting journey. So if you are older and you want to go and have a look, it's beautyplus.com, thebeautyplus.com, and leave your comments, because one of my sort of plans of action around that site is to make sure that I'm trying to educate within the industry about how you speak to women like me about the aging process. And it's not, you know, I don't feel like getting a wrinkle is the worst thing that ever happened to me, but in the beauty industry it's treated like you've got, I don't know, some awful illness. And you know, I'm really happy with my age, I don't mind at all. So do add your comments in, because you know, I am going to be passing your comments on. It really will happen, so you will be heard, and not just by me. But anyway, that's it from me for today. I hope you really enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll add in all links below, including one to the Beauty Plus, so please do have a look if you can. Thank you so much. Bye.